Hey guys, Igor Hernandez here. I'm one of the attorneys at Cornish Hernandez and Gonzalez, where I practice injury law and first-party homeowner property claims. And today I want to talk to you about the importance of hiring an injury lawyer. Now, we lawyers, and I'll be the first to admit, we lawyers have a terrible reputation in general. I'm sure that it's been well deserved over the last 150 years or however long it's been since the reputation has been on the decline. But specifically, personal injury lawyers, for whatever reason, have a really bad reputation in general. If you look online on Facebook or whatever, you'll see some of the injury firms advertising on Facebook. And without a doubt, you could always guarantee there's going to be at least one comment under the advertising by somebody saying, oh man, look at this ambulance chaser, look at this leech, like trying vultures, whatever the case may be. And it's clear that a fair number of people have very strong feelings about lawyers, but specifically injury lawyers in general, and what it is that we do when we're hired to do a claim or retained to help somebody with an injury case. And I want to talk to you about the benefits of hiring an injury lawyer. You may see stuff like that online and you may be thinking, man, maybe there's something to it. Maybe I shouldn't hire an injury lawyer, but I'm going to break it down to you in math. I'm going to break it down to you by the numbers, right? And I'll give you a perfect example of that. This happens pretty much every day all across the United States. We had a client not too long ago who had some injuries. It was a car accident. She actually had not what I would call the most severe injuries. It wasn't a catastrophic case by any means, but she had a broken arm and she needed to have surgery. And she in fact did have surgery within 2 or 3 days of the actual crash. And within that time, the insurance company had already tried to settle the case with her. And what they were offering her was that they would pay the medical bills and offer like $5,000 for, her inconvenience, right? And they were telling this to her like if this was a good thing, right? As if this was like, oh, we're doing you a favor, like we're taking care of you because that's what we do, right? But we got retained on the case because she called us through a friend of ours that knew she had an accident, and he was a good friend of her and basically put us in touch. And we got involved in the case, and we realized early on that if the case was worked right, if the case was properly handled, the case was worth at least $250,000. Now, let me stop right there because you may be wondering, oh yeah, that's cool, bro, but how much of that $250 is she going to get at the end, right? Like if she hires you, you guys are going to take a cut, and what's she going to end up with? Well, so if she was being offered $35,000 at first without lawyer involvement, she's not paying a fee on that. So that's clean money that she's going to get. Obviously, she's going to have to pay her medical bills and stuff like that. So whatever she's left out of that, who knows? But that's money that she doesn't have to share with a lawyer, let's say. So now she hires my firm. How much is she going to have to pay me? How much is she going to end up with? Well, that's pretty simple. So the case resolved in pre-suit, in pre-litigation, and the amount was $250,000. So the question is, okay, how much does the lawyer get? Well, pre-suit, our fee is 33 1/3. So basically a third of the 250, which would be, I don't know, 25 times 3 would be like $75,000, right? So the 250, the fee is 75, and she walks away with 175. So if you look at that scenario, regardless of the fact that she had to pay a fee, she ends up getting a significant higher amount of money because we're involved in the case, because we know how to work cases like this, and because we know the things that people don't know who are not injury lawyers, like what these cases are worth, what amount of money actually is fair value to compensate somebody for injuries like that. And so if you don't have a lawyer, you're relying on the insurance company to figure out how much the case is actually worth. You're basically relying on the people that have an incentive not to pay you or to pay you very little in order to figure out how much you should be paid. And obviously that's not a good spot to be in. It's a terrible spot to be in. And so bottom line being, regardless of what you hear online, regardless of, the feelings that certain people have about lawyers and ambulance chasing and vultures and all that kind of stuff, the math is pretty clear. For the most part, hiring a lawyer in an injury case is not only a good idea, it's the best idea that somebody can have, because the amount of money that a lawyer can obtain on a case, it's going to be significantly higher than whatever the person can get on their own if they're not an injury lawyer, if they don't know how to work these cases, if they don't have the experience required to figure out exactly how much money you should get and exactly how to make the insurance company give it to you. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. I hope that helps, and I will catch you again next time.